Okay, so I'm gonna call the Southborough Board of Health meeting to order at 7:02 PM on Tuesday, October 10th, 2023. All board members are present, and this is our first in-person meeting with our new board. So welcome everyone, and thank you for everybody for coming. And I think this is one of the first night meetings we've had, like regular scheduled meetings in a while, so. Okay, so with that, public comment. So this is also a hybrid meeting, so we have members of the public in the room here, at the Public Safety Building, as well as online in the virtual meeting room on Zoom. So if anybody on the Zoom has any public comment, feel free to raise your hand, or anybody in the room. Okay. Don't see anybody. Isn't approval of the minutes from the 8:15 and 8:15 and 9:05 meeting. So I redlined it today. So Barbara was kind enough to print those out for you guys.
Is this a special one?
Yes,
That was, okay.
yes,
Yeah.
that was a special one. One sector was at, and one sector wasn't at, I think.
Right, that was not the opposite.
Yeah. And we could include the red line as part of the packet. So that way we know what we changed without having to go through all of them
That's fine.
verbally. Okay.
Everybody knows test to see if you can find all the boo-boos and stuff.
They were boo-boos. They were just
Boo-boos.
Very little.
they were boo-boos. They were just doing some advice. What was hard? Oh, this one.
No, I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm just on this one, you're like, eat that. And it's hard.
It's hard. It is hard. All right, so I'm gonna move that we accept the 8:15:23 and the 9:05:23 minutes as amended.
Second motion, what line?
All in favor?
Aye.
So we
They don't need to do that, right? We're not on Zoom.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Okay, plan approval for 20 Boston Road. So, I guess I'll do this one up unless you want to, Barbara.
No, I think you're better off. I got this going and.
All right.
you can relax a little
So,
bit.
this is related to the parcel at St. Anne's Church, which is 20 Boston Road. And I believe we have Mr. Venus, present tonight to give us an overview of, what they're looking to do. And, Dennis Costello has put together a memo for the board. And my understanding is that because this is not a residential, piece of property that has to come to the board, even though it's just a regular approval plan, it's not, we're not, a variance is not being requested here, so, with that, I'll ask Mr. Venus if you want to kind of give the board an overview of what you're.
Where would it be best? Just present to you all, I don't wanna turn my back to anyone.
No, they're two places, so one should
Okay.
be each way.
Will this
Yeah,
work then?
perfect, or if you wanna put it in the chair, if that's easier, so you don't have to hold it, and just pull the chair into the middle of the, there you go. And we do have this electronically, I believe, so we,
it's on our email, so.
And we will-
Paper copy here, so.
okay, and we'll put it as part of, the meeting packet minutes.
Sure. Good evening, Zachary Venus with Engineering Design Consultants. This evening representing Roman Catholic Church here at St. Anne's in Southborough on Boston Road. A couple years ago, the church acquired the adjacent parcel, number 12 Walker Street. It was a former single family residence with an established system on site. They since leveled that, removed the system, and the intention is to put parking there, and beneath the parking, put their on-site soil absorption system. Improvements on site, they're going to be collecting effluent from a rectory office combination building, as well as the church and their recreational hall. The intent there is to have a 1,200 gallon per day capacity. That's not to say 1,200 people in the church and then 1,200 people in the rectory for 2,400. Mind, it's 1,200 in the church, then moving on to 1,200 in the rectory building. The idea being, I think, if they would have large venue type weddings, that they would have service, meet that demand in the church and then move on to the function hall after.
So you would never have
You would never,
simultaneous events in the church
Exactly.
anymore. Okay,
you would have simultaneous use of 1,200 coming from these two buildings. And then potentially there's a use for office and dormitory for pastors and priests and the like. There, so the combined total daily effort for this system is going to be 1,980 gallons per day. At 2,000 gallons per day, you're required by Title V to go to a pressure douse system. Since we're just under, it made all the sense to just do it anyways. So that is the type of system. However, knowing that a normal everyday Sunday use, it will never be close to 1,200 people capacity. But knowing that when it happens, it will, when they have these larger venues, it can be that way. The system is in two different colors here, red and blue. It pretty much splits the field into half so that it can get doused completely without having to douse the entire field. Because we don't expect to see those flows consistently enough in daily use to demand dousing the entire field every time. I think that's all the particulars. If there's anything more particular that any board member would like me to go into, I have that information, but I think that's pretty much the broad strokes, and it's because of the large flow.
so what is your current capacity today?
Current capacity, I'm not actually sure, because I don't believe they don't have a compliant system on property. Now, this is all, part of this could have just been a repair if all we were talking about was just getting the church.
Yeah.
And building here back online, but since they want to add, functional capacity looking forward for, planning and stuff like that, this is all being treated like new construction.
Okay, so this is new functionality that they never had before to
Having
host.
1,200, right, exactly, that is new
This
functionality.
volume.
Exactly.
Okay. And where's the current system?
There was a system from 12 Walker,
Okay,
and then I believe everything else was more or less in pits. Like cesspools,
okay,
so nothing was ever really compliant with the church.
so this is really increasing the compliance,
Oh, yes, yeah, we're having a
Nothing,
non-compliant
right?
property, exactly. Yes,
Okay.
I believe there's only one bathroom currently in the church. I don't even know if there is anything in the recreational hall. Because this is all, I don't know exactly the dates of when structures were built, but I'm thinking things go back to 40s and 50s.
okay. And then you're gonna put a parking lot over this.
Yes, yes, this part, there'll be paved parking lot, and then with these pressure douse systems, the way that they work. They pump everything up. These are like manifolds. The water's going like into the page and then extends out laterally. This is that red line, this is that blue line going out. They then rise up into riser pipes that feed, and then those pipes look like these, almost like horns on either side,
Okay,
right off the line. So each one of these elements is this turned on its side.
okay. And what's gonna happen to the old cesspools?
Filled in and removed. The existing system that was formerly treating the single residence of Walker has already been removed.
Yeah, okay,
Oh. Is that house, so the
house
house
is
is
level.
different?
Sorry,
House is
she's already
level,
not
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
don't have any other questions. It seems pretty straightforward for what
Yes.
you're looking to do, and you're coming up. It's like-
Yeah.
So, yeah, so you need a motion from us to accept this plan or something more specific than that.
The whole plan, Robert, or is it simply the rate the
No,
rate
he
per day?
says too that after reviewing the submitted plan along with the changes, this plan is ready to be for approval. So
Okay.
it's your plan.
It's the whole plan.
So, I move that the Southborough Board of Health, approve the plan for 20 Boston Road, St. Anne's Church. All there?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hopefully that was less painful than whoever else in the meeting tonight.
Okay, thank you guys very much. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Thank you for coming.
Whoever-
Okay, drug free community grant. So, I'm gonna get this over to you in a second, but, you probably remember in like mid to late spring. Encompass, which is the Northborough Southborough Coalition for Substance Abuse. You- did I say wrong?
It's Encompass now, but it was Northborough, Southborough, Substance Use Prevention Coalition.
A really long.
It's now
name.
Encompass.
Now Encompass. Applied for a drug-free community grant, which was awarded. So Heather, I didn't know if you wanted to give an update on kind of where we're at with that
The
job
press
posting.
release was done in
Yeah.
our town and in Northborough, those were coordinated, and the job has been posted for the coordinator, so that position's gonna have, office space in Northborough and also have some office space at Algonquin. So hiring the coordinator is kind of really our next step. We've posted widely and apparently we do have at least some candidates.
This is a
Okay.
full-time
Mhm.
position?
A full-time position, yeah.
And it's renewable for how many years?
The drug is a 5-year,
Yeah.
The
Okay,
Position will be a 5-year contract.
it's a 5-year
Okay.
position.
okay,
Pending renewal.
okay.
So just background of the grant, I don't know if you guys, well,
Go ahead.
after knows, but highly competitive grant. With that is a ton of work to do to prep and submit. But we were awarded, it's a substantial amount of money. $625,000, so. Part of that is hiring the coordinator, a full-time coordinator position. To do substance misuse work for our communities.
And is anyone from Southborough on the interview now?
Yes.
Yes.
You are?
No, one person, no, from
Shannon.
youth and family, Shannon.
Youth and Family.
Okay,
She's the
great,
chair of Encompass.
okay, perfect. Okay,
And it's important, like, the program actually will use evidence-based curricula, evidence-based strategies that are designed by the CDC and SAMHSA. So it's really, very, there's a lot of data reporting to do, looking at initial data, following trends based on interventions that we make using the grant. So a lot of neighboring communities that have these grants and have had good success.
And a lot of them have also been denied, so.
so.
Because their
Yeah.
application was not
Mhm.
already, that's,
Right,
yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, kudos to the Encompass team for.
Yeah.
Putting
And
that together. It's very
back to
exciting.
like youth and family started us
Yeah.
with that Bright Horizon, Amanda Decker consulting.
Oh, yeah,
So she
yeah.
was really helpful. She's done this with the
Oh, okay.
communities to start getting some background.
Yeah.
Like,
Great, well, that was a big win for whole town, so
Mhm.
thank you for all the work that
Yeah.
went into that. Okay, this is quick, Collins Center update, so my understanding is that all the internal interviews have been completed for all 3 towns. And that they're kind of going synthesizing all the data now. As well as scheduling a call with DPH to figure out kind of where the state's going on grant opportunities and how they're gonna be supporting people who use shared services. So more to come on that, but thank you all. I think everybody in this room participated in an interview, so I appreciate you taking time
Yep.
or several days of interviews. So I appreciate you all taking time out of your busy day to any comments that anybody wants to make about that? Okay, flu clinic, Taylor.
Okay, so couple of flu clinics that I just wanted to update about, so. We have a lot of flu clinics scheduled in town, so the first one is this Saturday. It's a drive-through flu clinic at Algonquin for anyone 6 months and older. Algonquin High School from 9 to noon. It's for anybody from Northborough, Southborough. Residents, employees, ages 6 months and older, so you just drive in, roll down the window, give you a flu shot, and you go.
It's great. You have to pre-register.
You need to pre-register. And the links are on the Southborough webpage in the health department, and they're also posted on my Southborough. The next one is our annual flu clinic at the senior center. So in the morning will be for seniors, 65 plus, we'll offer high dose flu and regular flu. And then in the afternoon, I opened it to town residents ages 12 plus and employees of the town. I'm also doing flu clinics in the schools for all the teachers. We have about 75 teachers signed up right now. Between, I go to 2 of the schools and do those. And then also all the daycares in towns I've been going to, so those are almost done as well.
I just do this.
That's what Mary Ellen thought was easier, so they come during lunch. Yeah.
Tractor and,
Yes.
okay,
Great.
great.
You okay?
I'm good. Yeah, I had a cold last week and it's just a lingering cough.
Just make sure that.
Thank you. No, I'm good.
Do you have enough nurses for next Wednesday?
Yes.
You're in good shape.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. I think that's one of the benefits of being able to work with other towns.
Oh,
is
yeah,
we
for
can
sure.
pull them and then Taylor can do Tate a favor.
Yes, exactly.
When they do theirs. Okay, great.
So Taylor, the afternoon clinic is for any town residents of Southborough then, right?
Correct. yeah.
Definitely try to spread the word.
And those links are to register are also online.
I would definitely encourage people to register so that they're not showing up thinking they're gonna get one and we're like. we're
Yeah, so if
committed.
you come and you're not registered, it's not guaranteed that you have a spot, especially for high dose. I think I might have like 10 slots left, so those go pretty fast.
How many overall did you have for high dose? You remember?
200 doses.
Oh, you did? Wow, you had 10 left. That's great. Okay. CPR certification.
So just an update on.
Oh, I skipped opioid settlement. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay, go ahead.
Opioid settlement. This is really quick too. I just wanted to keep it, I'm gonna keep putting it on the agenda every month so that we don't lose sight that we need to have a warrant article for the spring.
Yeah.
And I think as kind of the drug-free community person gets onboarded, there may be some crossover with that program and this program. So I'm just gonna keep it there so that we don't forget about it. And that when the warrant when the warrant opens, that we work with youth and family and whoever else needs to be involved, that we that in there.
No problem. CPR, okay. So an update on CPR, Erin from the borough's nurse and I both got certified to train BLS to anyone who's interested. But preferably to the public in Southborough, Northborough. We did all of our prereqs, so like we had to watch a course, teach a course, and all of our paperwork was sent. We said we got approved, we're just waiting for our official cards, and then we also already bought all of our equipment. We bought, I want to say 6 adult mannequins and 6 PD mannequins to do classes, so we should have more than enough equipment. Be really heavy to carry around, but
Yeah. That's a lot of mannequins.
yeah,
Where are they getting stored?
in Northborough.
So when do you think, like, what, how are you thinking you're gonna roll this out? Do you know yet?
No, we have to go through everything, which is on the books for the end of October to kind of organize it all.
Okay.
We have to get our cards, which I'm not sure.
Just
when
let me know.
Yeah, and then we'll probably start, I think, by doing like smaller groups of people who are interested. And then kind of work our way up from there. So like maybe town employees who are interested first and then start with the public, or, you know, if there's like, you know, people from rec, like youth leagues, things like that.
Yeah.
That want to, so.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Narcan.
Looking for the-
October 30th, I think, if it's up for a library.
Okay, yeah, sorry. So Narcan trainings, we kind of took a break in the summer because people were away. We're starting them back up. So we have one on the books in Southborough at the library on October 30th. It's free to the public. The flyer was posted through the library But anybody can sign up. There's no age limit. And we just go over, what Narcan's used for, how to administer it, and then the signs and symptoms of an opioid overdose. And then everyone gets 2 doses of Narcan, along with some other, information, to take home with them.
What time is that at? Do you know?
It's
3?
at 3 o'clock.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, and we've had good turnout to all of the other trainings that we've done so far. We usually have anywhere from 10 to 30 people show up, so.
Wow,
That's pretty good turn.
That's
amazing.
excellent.
Yeah. So we've had 3 in Southborough, and this will be our 4th one.
Taylor, can you go, like, I don't know if the training has certain requirements when you do it, but what age can you go down until in terms of teenagers?
So there's no limit.
Good, okay.
Yeah, so if I like someone who's 12 wants to show up, we're not gonna turn them away. We just say like, we're not asking for ages when you come in the door.
No, that's great to know that.
We don't need any identifying information from anybody who's interested.
Narcan leave behind.
So, I reached out to the fire department a few months ago to see if they were interested in developing a Narcan leave behind policy. Basically, what that would entail is if they respond to an overdose and the person, has woken up from their overdose, from from a reversal, and they refuse to get in the ambulance, and they are alert enough and oriented enough, we have the option of giving them Narcan, so that they can protect themselves in the future. Also, if there's family there, we could have the option of leaving it with the family. Same thing if they come to in the ambulance from a reversal, and we know that they probably will leave the hospital, we have the option of giving them Narcan to stay with them.
Are other towns doing this?
Yes. So that is a policy that is almost finished. The fire department's medical director has signed off on it.
Okay.
We're just finalizing it.
What does it take to like approve that? Just, if it's
So-
written and the medical director approves it, it's good to go, or is there?
Yep. Yep, so basically they just need a signature from the medical director saying that they agree with the policy. So if someone on the fire department wrote the policy up, looks like he didn't reinvent the wheel, he used someone else's, it looked great, so we're just tweaking a couple things on it. Yeah,
What does that do for their supply on the ambulance?
so it won't change the supply. It has nothing to do with responding to an overdose and the supply that you're using.
Okay.
The state actually has 2 separate entities that supply Narcan to police and fire. And then this would be used from what we have from our free Narcan supply from the community naloxone program that we apply for.
Okay. And we
So-
have unlimited access to that, or?
Yeah, so there's a limit, but it's like, it's
A lot.
many doses per month, yeah.
So it's not anything that we would.
So we just have to track how many doses, so it would be stored with me, I give the fire department a little bit per month. And then they would report back to me monthly how many doses they gave away,
Okay,
and then I would report that to the state.
so it is tracked,
It is,
not,
but not
So
any
easy,
patient
yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Correct.
it's just like research or distribution.
And that the state also likes to know if the Narcan was used for a successful reversal. So like if it was someone that took Narcan from us and then maybe they came and said like, oh, just so you know, like, thank you so much, that worked. Then we would let the state know that the Narcan they supplied us was successful.
Okay.
So. Yeah, it's unlikely that will happen, but it's like a tracking number that they like to know. We also like are offering one-to-ones, like if someone wants to come in who doesn't want to come into a crowd, like that person may be more apt to tell us like, I used this on my family member and it was successful and I'm looking for more. So,
Narcan. Okay. So next is approval of job descriptions. So. I'm just gonna give a little bit of background, and you probably. Know some of this with personnel board from your work on Concom. After
Yeah.
was here with Taylor's job description. But, Personnel Board has asked all SAP employees to have updated formatted job description. So I think they were all over the place, probably, right? And Taylor's we did last year. It was 2 years ago. Last Friday.
That's how many.
Meeting?
This last year? No, it was 2022.
20.
Right. So this time, 2 years ago, we were doing it. Almost. Okay. Year and a half now. We did Taylor's job description. So Taylor was contracted late. There was a public health nurse job description, which she reminded me of today. Because I said, oh, it's brand new. She's like, well, not really. So I'm like, oh, right. So what we did was we changed Taylor's title to be public health nurse plus assistant inspector. Because we wanted her to take on more tasks than what was in the current nurse's job description, which God only knows how old that was.
Also, some of the things were out of scope for a nurse, so we added assistant health director
Right.
for those things to be more applicable.
Right. So, so we did that not too long ago. And I think Taylor just went through and tweaked a few minor things. I don't even
Yeah.
think there was anything major.
There were
in there.
specific things to COVID, so we took those out. So we just made it more generalized, like pandemic response, things like that. We added in, a certain regulation through the state, and then somehow when it got copied over, there was a lot of duplicates. And then we took out specific like committees that were formed during COVID, like the MAT and things like that, we took out.
Yeah.
Just put like collaborate with schools.
Yeah.
Instead.
So, so hers is pretty much the same from what we had, which I thought I had. She did.
She did.
And I thought I opened up all my tabs. Yes, sure. So we just needed to get it in the format and clean it up. So that's really what Taylor's. Alright. On screen, she did leave the track changes in there, and I think Heather had a few modifications there, like, one was like not to limit. Or to, one's like perform functions to limit.
I don't know that
widespread-
anyone can ensure.
It's no, sure, no, widespread. Like she's a miracle worker. Which was a good change. And then this was the duplicate part in there, and then, yeah, like residents and employees rather than seniors and family, like, I'm not sure, like, that was totally my language. And then I just didn't, do you wanna put this enforce state and local public health laws, regulations at the top, or do you wanna leave it where it is?
Right.
I have it on screen too.
I'm fine with it at the top, but we have the one CMR at the top, so. For public health nursing,
I don't know if it would go to get, near that.
so I don't know.
Do we need it?
Necessarily need both, but if it's like an ever changing. Thing, then we can certainly keep both. I think
Okay,
that
so
would be
why don't-
fine,
why don't
but
we
move
move
it
it?
to the top.
Yeah, why don't we
I
move
agree.
that
They're
one
together.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the school directive one.
I didn't have a preference on that.
Was there another school one? Heather, is that you?
I think there was another.
Right at the bottom, right?
Yeah, but there's a note there that says it could be put on under other.
There's
schools.
a one that says collaborate with the schools, private and public
Got it.
libraries, such as wellness and mental health.
So we could just
We
delete
could-
that.
Or put it right underneath so you can keep both.
where is the other one?
Collaborate with the
This one?
schools,
That
that's
one.
private and public.
Oh,
Wellness,
so
mental health,
We could also just add, as well as provide public
public
health
health
guidance.
guidance, exactly.
Okay. Alright, so,
So after that.
Instead of et cetera.
You know,
I'm
other
not,
people
yeah,
added.
and I got my thing. Oh. I think all the shit screen share things are fun. As well as provide,
Public
Public
health
health
guidance.
okay,
Could put as necessary.
I'll send this to you guys. So at least we can vote on what we're looking at. I would put it, and you think I should put it first or
You
second?
can put a second.
Okay.
And then that, just so people know, that regulation is on, tuberculosis case.
First one there?
And then there was like minimal.
The only other thing to add is income.
That's in there, I believe. I don't think it specifically says encompass, but it says. There was something about substance. No, okay.
Is that a job description or is that a listen?
What a job.
I mean, it's a very like,
This is short
Like-
compared to other nurses.
Really? wow, that's crazy to me. So, like, how do you spend every minute of your day? Let's be sure we put it in
I
here.
know.
Mm-hmm.
I do think if we wanted to, we could pare it down even more, but, I think it's. Not that I'm planning on going anywhere, but, for someone who is applying for this job, I think it's
It's a lot.
important to know that you are doing a lot of things.
It's like such a, and I mean, keep me honest here, because you've been a nurse, not in the public health sector. But somebody coming in that hasn't been a public health nurse would be like,
Oh, absolutely,
totally,
like,
like this is not a normal
yeah,
nursing
no,
job.
Mm.
And I think when we did this, it was like, we looked at the old one and we were like, oh my gosh, Taylor does this,
Right.
this.
Right, and
so
that
we
was
wanted to
a-
make sure it included
so,
everything.
Safra, there's one there that says provide educational materials to public places and towns on public health risk and prevention.
Yeah, that's great.
I think that we, cause now that I'm thinking back to it, I think we didn't put encompass on here solely because we were trying to not be so specific.
That makes sense. Yeah. So at least it's there that you're doing that, doing prevention work, right?
Right.
I don't wanna take that away from you.
And, I mean, the other one was a 15-hour position, so.
Yeah,
Right, right, that's true.
And then did we specifically mention vaccination clinics?
We-
that's up top. That's up-
so,
Right.
so
Right.
actually scroll back up to the top, because I did have a question about that.
Yeah.
So we have coordinators that regional and local health related clinics, some things in the way.
Something.
Why?
I think it says probably such as flu and COVID vaccines.
I don't know what's going on here.
Did we just wanna change that to say vaccination?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vaccination
okay.
clinics, right.
We could say,
Vaccination clinics, right?
yeah. Well, get rid of health related, or local. Health, so you can keep local, but get rid of health related. Okay, yes. If there's anything that you think is weird, Liz, that might actually be helpful because you weren't part of it.
Because we've all seen Taylor work for a year and a half, like we know everything Taylor does, right?
There's some debate on whether we actually did it, but.
Right.
Right.
But I remember working on this and.
Uh-huh.
through the details.
Within the past 2 years.
There you go.
Are you supposed to vote on the same or we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was due last week, so.
but they didn't tell us about it until after the last. day. So I didn't schedule a special meeting for that. I'm trying to save
No, this is great. This
some
is great.
time.
I was just like confirming the time. But it looks great.
Okay, so there's like. Develop relationship with community groups, including but not limited to daycares, preschools, local businesses and local businesses for education and information on public health. It's kind of the same thing as provide educational materials. We could just say. To the public and. Local businesses,
Which one do you want me to add? The
provide educational materials. Let's say
Yeah.
to the public. And local businesses. On public health risks and,
That's already.
that's already there.
Okay.
I think we can ditch posters and flyers.
Okay. Get rid of all that.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
Yeah,
it took us
business.
businesses. Sorry. I don't know.
and then. I also think we could. Ditch develop relationships with community groups, because that's kind of saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe just write at the top, like in the last bullet you're editing, but develop relationships and
Provide up,
provide educational materials.
Yeah.
I do think that's it.
agree. Sorry, I did look at this before,
No,
but now
that's
that
okay.
we're talking.
I know,
about it,
that's fine.
Same with me, I did look at it, I looked and then.
I can glance at it.
Yeah.
Are you good with that list?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um. I
I
think,
don't need the words.
I think
I'm
also
like
we
too
could-
deep into it.
do you think,
I'm like,
provide updates on local health from outside agencies would be the same as provide educational materials to public and local, to the public and local businesses and public. I do think that's.
What's the
same.
first one which the
The
first
one right above it.
I don't think we need the one above it.
I don't either. Okay.
those ones are social media, those are like media outreach.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
just wanna make it more specific to media?
Yeah, because I think that's a different role, I agree with.
So we provide updates on local public
Right.
health to like local media organizations or something.
And then get rid of like the specifics.
Specific, okay.
So for delete from,
To organizations.
as needed.
Some of these things that say develop, are they already done? Okay. Guess I'll look at it. 'cause it
Okay,
looks
there's
like we
one that
spent all day
says
doing that.
Act as a resource for residents on questions regarding public health, and then there's respond to inquiries from the general public. Employees and businesses. Those the
Get rid of
same,
the first one.
yeah,
This one, right?
yeah. Also, let's get rid of make residential home visits as necessary for vaccinations,
Yeah.
because we cover vaccination. Okay, that's it.
I'm
Like
gonna
that,
save it.
Liz was able to look at it, 'cause-
Differently, well, cause I think we did it. so
Right, right, right.
It's hard to.
Exactly.
To like,
Yeah.
right, you know?
Perfect.
Yeah, no changes. Alright, so let's just vote this one so we can
move on.
yeah, then we can go to Barbara's. Okay, so I'm gonna move that the Board of Health accept the updated job description for the public health nurse, assistant health director, outreach coordinator. Again. All in favor? Alright. Yep. Okay, Barbara's is a little bit different.
Mhm.
So Barbara.
De novo.
Yeah, so Barbara has two positions. Right, so we have her,
24 hours at the Board of Health and 16 hours at the assessor's office.
so her job has to be the same. Well, her band has to be the same.
Mhm.
And job title has to be the same for the two positions. Has to be, the tasks are the same. So, Barbara has gone through and utilized addendums, which she's supposed to do for
Yes.
personnel board guidance.
Because basically, at least what I had for the basic job description for admin, business admin 1 and business admin 2, they're the same.
Yeah.
It's the addendum that really changes everything because it gets really specific as to what you do.
Maybe we should have done Joe. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I cut out a bunch of stuff. and we all got it.
No, it's fine. So there's multiple people in those roles across town.
Yep.
Whereas like Taylor's the only one. She's the only one with the longest title in the town of Southborough. So, okay, go ahead. I'll let you kind of explain.
So only one thing had to be added to the basic job description. Paul Sabelli, the principal assessor, wanted under education. You're supposed to take it's a DOR course 101. It teaches you about excise tax, property tax, everything. You have to take a test. I passed. But that he wanted in there. It's the addendum, and I have 2 addendums. I have one for the Board of Health and I have one for the assessors. And the Board of Health is more detailed because the minute they come in, they hit me. And get ready for it, the phone calls and everything else. But I just wanted you to kind of see, it's not just answering phones, passing along messages. I manage that budget, the grants and everything, I do payables and payroll, I mean, that's just part of it. It's making out licenses and permits and making sure all the documents are in there, chasing people around for their money and stuff like that. It's a fun job. But
I said someone to you the other day about Heritage Day. So I talked to Barbara.
you know,
You're perfect on top for it.
and they will too. Somebody sent me here, but I don't remember who. Yeah. So I really wanted you to see because now they've moved anybody who's an administrative assistant. They've gotten rid of that title. Collins Center has, and they've made them business admin 1. And there's a big difference between what some of them do and what I do. I do a lot more managing than some of the other ones. And I mean, my job is more in depth, I think, than just helping out with other departments, which I do anyways. I don't mind that. But I mean, it's a lot of work. I made Taylor do it for about 6 weeks.
Right.
Yeah. That was when all the
Everything's
were funding it. But there's a lot of balls to juggle and everything. So I want you to look at it because now that they've kind of changed things, so a regular administrative assistant is now a business admin 1, which is what I am. And then you have other ones that do a lot of work as well, and they're business admins too. And I think that my position should be a different level than just the plain ones. Well, I mean, putting it that way. I
Yeah,
don't-
that makes sense.
So I want you to consider.
Expertise in
I learned
the
septic.
areas of septic.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Whether you
kind
want
of-
to or not.
And I'm so glad I have a sewer at home, thank God.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a level of expertise beyond passing the message on
Right.
to Ben.
I just have one question about it.
Yeah.
So us approving the title change, I assume leads to a change in pay compensation. So
So
give me-
we actually can't approve a title change.
Okay.
So what our job is to make sure that this document accurately reflects what Barbara does.
Okay.
And what we want her to do. Right, like, let's say, I'm picking on something, let's say we're like, oh yeah, we don't want Barbara answering the phone, which we would never say. No. Well, let's say we're like,
Barbara's.
Yeah.
nope, it's gonna go directly to our cell phones.
Right.
And we're gonna answer,
Right.
something like that,
I
right?
get mail for you too, and I open it, and I'm like, oh, she's not gonna see that, I will.
But let's say it was something like that, and we're like, no, we don't want her to do that. So really what we're doing is we're agreeing to this.
Right.
Yes, and then we would, so as part of this change, I think we just need to be clear to personnel board that, okay, we adopted the format that you wanted. We had some minor changes to Taylor. We had some pretty significant updates to Barbara because it wasn't documented what she was doing.
There was no.
Right?
No.
And there was no addendum, so here's really what she's doing, this, and we would request that you look to regrade the position when. Whatever that cycle
Based
is
on
that they're,
what she's actually doing.
Right.
right, so that's what our job is to make sure that we document what we've asked her to do and what we expect her to do.
And if you can think of, like, Taylor, anything else that you want added,
Yes, I would like you to take every personal phone call of mine. And then it shows as well.
And then there's some, so personnel board's gone through a few iterations, I think, with Collins Center, and you've been involved with this for a couple of years now, so
Yes.
you probably have better background than I do, but on going through job descriptions and getting them to conform, right? So that admin one is admin one, and then the addendums are specific. So that we have some equity across
Right.
the departments, which we're responsible for this department.
Mhm.
And so therefore, that's why it's out of our purview to actually grade. Which would be the same on like other boards and committees that we said.
because other boards have gone before personnel board.
Yeah, we've done that
And
for Concom.
now that person's job, sorry, they do different things. But I mean, when you look at the level, that's why I sent you a couple of addendums to look at. One is an admin one, one's an admin two, and I wanted you to kind of see how they're kind of weighing things. And I don't know, I think
This is everything that she wanted.
Yeah.
This is, yes. Oh, you know what, I can share it.
Okay.
I looked at it earlier.
I only printed one copy of this.
That's okay. Oh, I
I
have-
apologize, I printed
I have
3
it.
copies of everything.
JD approval addendum. Sorry, I just wanted to get the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should go through this.
Okay. So. What about, like all your, files? Your,
Scanning,
like all your file them.
But no, the
Like they-
thing about timely filing of,
that's
timely
the-
filing of notices, postings.
No, but I'm talking about like
actual
management,
Organization.
records management,
Oh, that's true.
right? I mean,
Scanning, I said to do that.
because, so let's say I'm a resident and I call up and I'm like, okay, I need this from 1970. Like, you're gonna have to go dig in your records, to- I assume that's what you do.
Well, look at how we had something that had to do with the Board of Health too.
Yeah.
Meeting, I forget when, maybe it was a year ago,
It was for, Carriage Hill, right?
when we had to dig.
Yeah.
We had to dig at the Board of Health, we had,
I went up to the town hall. and-
yeah, yeah, everybody worked on that day.
But I'm just thinking like some sort of record, I don't think you have record management there.
No, I have,
Right, cause she has management of all the food establishments, so like the school will have all the inspections going back over the years.
Mhm.
And then she has every address, because that goes to the wells and to the septic.
Alright, title, oh, that's up, okay, scroll down, sorry.
Yeah.
The log all inspections, I don't know if you could add to that or put it after that. I think that would be the appropriate place for it.
Tracking.
Well, actually, I think it would be a separate one, because we also get occasionally things unrelated to septic that we have to store, and Barbara
Yes.
manages those for me as well.
Yeah.
So there's certain medical things that if they come to the department, they have to stay in the department. Either like
Mhm.
forever
Or
or
you have to
7
get
years,
permanent from the
5
state.
years.
Is that like?
Camps, we have all camp
Yeah.
records.
Do we need to be that
We can,
specific?
no,
No,
we
I
can
don't think so.
we can
No.
get rid of some of those.
We could just say
The
like
state said, I think we had to keep. it 3 years.
organization and management of records.
Okay.
Or you could say maintain organization and management of records. Um.
Right.
Yeah. Do you wanna say maintain or no?
If you want to,
I don't know, I'm just asking.
raise it or maintaining.
Cause well,
Yeah.
organization and management of all records are all aspects of health department. Or you can say. It doesn't matter, whatever you think. That looks good.
Can you talk about what the Medicare validation is?
That's,
But a lot of work.
I don't think I've been here for that.
no, and I had to do it, COVID hit in 2020, and that's when I had to do it. So
Okay.
every 5 years, we have to go through a revalidation so that we can get money back after like the flu shots or COVID shots from the state or the government.
So if you have commercial insurance.
Yeah.
It's not a problem, but there's a special application for Medicare and Medicaid if you want reimbursement. Which Barbara does it for us, and it's a lengthy process.
It's
Okay.
huge, and I.
So it's just because we do flu clinics?
Yeah.
Correct, any
Yeah.
clinics.
Yeah,
Okay,
That we file with insurance for, which we can only file for insurance and vaccine clinics currently, so, yes.
it has to
vaccine
be
clinics
submitted,
only.
and if the state doesn't, if social security or whatever doesn't like it, they kick it back, you have to go back and fix it, and then you have to send it back in again. I
okay,
have to coordinate with Brian because I need his information.
Yeah.
They even want his social security number in there. So. And I'll tell you, it hasn't, I don't know the last time, that must have been done 5 years before that, I don't know, but. I couldn't get in even to some of these things because it was a former employee, Barbara Luther.
Yeah.
Who left years ago, they still had her name on everything, so we had to go through the whole process of making me the one that can
Mhm.
be in contact with them, and
That just seems.
what about?
oh my god.
What about, like comparing decisions?
What does that mean?
Oh, that's true. After, that can go with the meetings too,
Right.
because
So like we voted tonight on 20 Boston Road, like that's not it, right? Like you have to go, you have to do, you have to write up the
I
decision.
usually do, well,
Oh.
we had a few things that we had.
I don't know how else to describe it, like the decision.
So you
No,
just didn't know what you
even with
read.
14 Main Street,
Yeah,
and that I will make sure I have the sign.
And like Liz needs to sign things, so that she can get.
Sorry.
No, but
That was it.
then they want this because then they'll go
Yeah.
to another board, like planning board
Right.
is the next stop in.
Do you have like, sending out, like, a butters notifications?
I have that on the assessors,
Okay,
and what Paul Sabelli asked me to do after, when everything was all done, was to combine the two so that they be with the same thing, you know.
Those documents here from Ms. Anthony.
yeah,
That's great.
So the second thing, there's a meetings paragraph or
Yeah.
going on.
yeah.
yeah, wondering timely filing of notices, posting,
yeah.
the legal documents, keep the board advised or.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm just trying to think of like the
no,
things that,
please,
um,
I was looking through old things that people had wrote and trying to think of what I did, and when they ask you in the Collins Center, so what do you do? Don't spend a day with us. This is what we do.
I didn't do track changes, sorry.
It's okay.
There was only two. I don't like this book in post, reserve.
Reserve, yep, that's even better.
Maybe schedule.
Ah,
I actually don't even think in host needs to be in parentheses. Cause you host them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people
I
don't,
love.
some people don't,
be co-host.
some people don't.
Thank you for allowing
I
me.
will allow-
Some people
Share
don't.
screen.
So, I think it's not parentheses, I think you do
Yeah,
host
right.
them.
Thank you, I like that too. Just don't provide cookies and coffee.
You're gonna be that. Well,
Oh,
you're
so yeah.
so-
I mean, sure, right?
Oh. I try to keep it to an hour so that. we don't get too hungry.
Right,
We're
we have
right
5
there.
minutes.
I know. I know, I'm just making sure that we're good with this.
I think it looks good, I think it really encompasses all the things extra that you do specific to our department.
Kept trying to think and jot things down.
I mean, are you comfortable
I am,
with this?
I think so.
I mean, we added a few things. Learned a few things.
I don't want Taylor's job description.
No. And the reason why we're not doing Heather's is just because she's a contract employee, so she doesn't fall under SCP, so she's also a benefit. All right. So we're good with this. I'm gonna save it first. And I'm gonna move that we accept the updated job description for, would say the position or your name? I think for
Position.
the Board of Health admin,
Business admin.
business admin position. As amended. And. That when we submit it to personnel board, we alert them that we've updated the format as requested, as well as. Updated the position for what the role actually is. And would request that they take that into consideration for a reclass or regrade when appropriate.
I will talk before then if somebody wants to come. No problem.
Yeah, if you could just let us know when that is, and then if we need to post, we can post too.
Okay.
Second. Right, all in favor? Aye, you got that motion?
Mhm.
Okay, all right, so let's talk quickly about our next meeting. I prefer not to do the night.
Okay, I we do it night, last night, 7:30, we're getting here, all 3 kids are awake, I was like.
7:30 is better for me
"Ah,
actually
I
too,
said
but I know
7:30
it's
or
late.
needs to be not.
So I used to pick a week when my husband's actually home.
He's traveling.
Yeah, so, yeah, so I feel ya, cause I mean, I'm on free after. What day do you work with?
Tuesday,
Tuesdays.
Tuesday.
Tuesdays are good for you,
Tuesdays
during
are
the
the
day,
best day for me. How are they for you in terms of work?
It's fine.
but you can do Mondays too, virtual.
I can do Mondays virtual, so
Are Mondays better for you?
They're the
No.
same.
No.
Monday, oh, wait, I cannot do in person on Tuesday.
No, I know. No, I'm just saying, like, Saturday I can meet in person, and you could be on Zoom on Tuesdays, or we
I
could all
prefer
do.
us all to be on Zoom.
That's
I
fine.
don't wanna be like the delinquent member of the board.
oh no,
That's fine too.
it all works.
Do we wanna try and do every other in
Yeah.
person and
Although I think during the winter, we should
I was just gonna
avoid,
say, during the winter, like,
I
Why?
think
Yeah.
we could do a night Zoom too.
Mhm.
At 7:30. 7:30 would be better for me.
Yeah, either, I can do either, I can do, as long as I know in advance during the day. I can do it,
Okay, so how does November look for you?
that's fine.
Well.
Is
it-
I
is it-
already have in my work calendar November 14th at 9:30 to 10:30. I'm
Great.
like,
Okay,
that's what I
Does
was gonna
that
suggest.
work for you?
yeah, I mean, I'll move to the meeting.
I mean, I could do a different time too, like I could do. I could do any time before 2:30 that day too, I don't know what your.
I actually think 10 would be better if we could do 10.
Let's do 10. Just
And
10,
it's the
okay?
only time I have a conflict. though.
Okay.
Like that, you literally the only hour I have a
What about like
conflict.
12:30?
12:30 works for me.
That should be
Or I
fine.
can do Monday and very flexible.
There is, that's fine for this day. We have conflicts on the first, just in the future.
Yeah.
First Tuesday of the month and last Tuesday of the month. We will have a conflict for that time, but
Okay.
that is okay during the week.
Okay,
The 12:30 on Tuesday,
Or
November 14th.
12:30
Yeah.
Tuesday.
and then December, let's do another
And the November meeting, is that just a Zoom meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And then December, I don't think we should do a night meeting in December.
No.
I think it's too crazy. I know.
I have one on my calendar already for
Oh,
Tuesday as well.
Perfect.
I thought it was
Yeah,
whatever it
just
was.
keep
I
going.
put it
I
in-
think we're just trying to figure out what's gonna
Yeah.
work for us. So you wanna do Board of Health Zoom, what time on that day?
12:30 works for me.
What day?
Yeah.
The
12?
12, okay. 12:30, Taylor? Heather?
Yeah.
Barbara? 12.
12:30.
12:30.
12:30.
Yeah. That's good. You what? Oh.
So we add something. Admin is not to move it. Is there-
Oh, hold on, I got it. Okay. Good. Great, and so next meeting, we'll have to deal with the budget. And the warrant article probably. Okay,
Quick question, you
Yeah.
voted on my basic job description and the addendum, right?
yeah, do you need me to clarify that in motion?
Please, just so they don't say, no, you know.
So I'm gonna clarify my motion, I'm gonna amend my motion to say the business admin job description and addendum.
Okay.
For Board of Health.
Alright,
Set.
All in favor?
thank you.
Well, wanna make sure I get it right, so we don't just.
It's all, the second is all yours. I took it over from Nancy, 'cause Nancy was the one that.
Yeah, she always
She
seconded.
was always like, ready
Yeah.
to second.
Public comment, no public? Motion to adjourn,
Okay.
all in
Aye.
favor?
I'm on.
Sure.
Sorry, I was late.
Oh, don't be sorry.
Let me show you.
You were 1 minute
I
late.
know, you were, yeah,
I'm
I
very
don't know.
tight back. If you're doing it late, it's like not a good look.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
All the time. I was like, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to. do that.
Just-
That's